Road Dirt TV Nation, how you guys doing? Good to see you. On this episode of Road Dirt, we're going to be reviewing the Modular helmet by BiLT. This is the Nomad Modular. Stay tuned, more to come. What's up, everybody in the RoadDirt.tv Nation? Phil coming to you from the Road Dirt TV East Coast office. Just kind of hanging out here with Rob and the crew. And yeah, we thought we'd spend a little bit of time today talking about the BiLT line of helmets from our very good friends and supporters at Cycle Gear. Cycle Gear's got a ton of stores around the country. Hopefully you guys are frequenting their stores for your supplies and your gear for your riding. But we thought we would take a few minutes because they were kind enough, because they knew I had a passion for running a modular helmet. I got a few other buddies that ride and they're using modulars with the Cardo system, and I thought, man, it'd be cool to be able to do that. And somehow Cycle Gear found out about that and hooked us up. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the BiLT line of helmets. As you guys may or may not be aware, guys and gals, a little bit of history lesson real quick. Cycle Gear was started in California like in the early 70s, around 74, I believe. And then later on, like in 2011 or so, they decided to get into the helmet manufacturing business and created two different brands of helmets. First, it was BiLT, and then the other is the Sidici brand, which you probably have already heard of too. Both very good helmets. The BiLT helmet seems to be more of an entry-level price point, but still a very full-featured quality helmet. And Sidici, I think, is a little bit higher rated as far as the Snell rating, but they're all, most of them are DOT rated. And so what we thought we'd do is kind of do a comparison, because I've had this particular model. This is the Raptor Shadow. I picked this one up as my first full face helmet in probably 2017. So I've had this thing for about 7 years. You can see we've used it at Road Dirt. It's got the sticker, it's got the GoPro brackets all stuck to it. I've absolutely loved this helmet. One of the features I really love about this helmet is the fact that it's got the tinted visor, the tinted wind face shield that drops below. And since I wear glasses and I typically ride with my glasses, this eliminates the need for me to actually have to use sunglasses. So I really love that feature. One of the main reasons I bought the helmet. Plus, I really like the way that they handle the venting through the surface of the helmet. And the overall design is just super slick, super fast. And I've enjoyed this helmet quite a bit. So I was excited to see the modular version of what they were coming up with. So back to another kind of a mini history lesson. The traditional full face helmet really kind of started back in the mid 60s around the racing world. Race car drivers and motorcycle racers decided they needed something more secure with a little more safety for their heads. And so Bell Helmets out in California came up with a full faced helmet, and that kind of design grew over time. The modular helmet didn't come along until about the mid 80s. And over that period of time, as helmets were being designed and developed, safety standards were beginning to get set for what was deemed ultimately safe to protect your melon while you're riding if you fall. So in the States, we look to the DOT, Department of Transportation, for rating motorcycle helmets. And in Europe, they use the Economic Commission of Europe for setting their standards for helmet safety or helmet certification, if you will. DOT has the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard, FMV SS 218 is the designation of the actual certification by the DOT. You'll see that typically on the back of each helmet on the sticker there under the word DOT. So those ratings were based on the full face helmet as it stands. And then there was an additional rating that's a Snell rating, and the Snell rating is a little bit different. So DOT rating here in the US and ECE rating in Europe are kind of the certification standards, but there is what we call the Snell rating. And a Snell rating is came about after Peter Snell had died in an accident in the 60s. And so there was a foundation established that set ultra high standards for multiple impacts to the brain or to the head via a certain helmet. So for a helmet to meet a Snell rating means that it is at the top as far as safety and durability and the ability to protect your head in a crash. Snell rating has, they perform multiple tests, and they also have high impact testing, and their focus is on the structural integrity of the helmet itself. Whereas DOT and ECE testing and certification is a little more broad, still very specific, and they have specific testing around high impacts and things of that nature. The reason we bring all of this kind of technical stuff up is not to nerd you out or anything. We just did want to state that even though a modular helmet can be DOT rated, it could never be Snell rated. And that's mainly because the structural integrity of the modular helmet is somewhat compromised due to the fact that you've got this hinge mechanism here. So the hinging in itself introduces a weak point in the structure of the helmet. In addition, the chin piece is attached through some pins down here. So these pins could potentially, in a crash, shear off, which would then could potentially expose your chin or your face to the pavement. So based on the modular design and the hinge and the pins and things like that, a modular helmet could never be Snell rated. The additional hardware to create this modular component also adds additional weight, and Snell ratings do require a more lightweight helmet for their rating to be met. So not a big deal, but just so you're aware of kind of the history of what the differences are between DOT, ECE, and Snell rating and where that comes from. But be that as it may, convenience-wise, the adventure bike segment has just gone off the charts over the last 2 or 3 years with several new models coming out. Triumph's got these Tiger models that have come out. Harley's got the Pan America that's come out. There's a lot of new dual sport bikes that are out there that people love. And these modular helmets are super, super popular for the dual sport community. So if you're looking at dual sports, you should consider maybe a modular helmet and look at that. I really like the BiLT line myself. I love the chin curtain at the bottom down here. I love the way that it fits and the function. I like the way it feels on my head, pops on good. I do have a little bit of a gripe or a personal issue with the BiLT models. I haven't experienced it with the modular, but I have experienced it with this one, this model here. So as much as I do love the line of BiLT helmets and the two that I've been able to use in a lot of the riding I've been doing over the last few years, of course this one I just pulled into production or into service here in the last few months. But I have a latex allergy. Odd, I know. Most people are like, you have an allergy? The only allergy I have when I go to a doctor and they have to say you have an allergy, it's latex. And it's when latex gets near my nose. So if I go to the dentist or the doctor, anything around my face, got to keep latex, my nose starts to itch. Well, as I found as I was wearing this helmet, my nose was starting to itch quite a bit. And I was like, what is going on here? There is a small kind of a nose curtain that snaps in here that kind of comes up and over your nose. Looks great and is very functional, but I think, not 100% sure, based on my scientific evidence here, I think that it's got latex in it, because when I wear this helmet with the nose guard in there, my nose itches like crazy. I have no idea why, but it does. I have popped it out of here because fortunately they give you 3 little nipples here that you can just pop it off. So I popped it off and it seems to help significantly for me. There's still a little bit of itching on my nose, so that may not be the problem, don't know. But just an odd odd observance for you guys to think about out there. So it'd be interesting to find out if they use latex in the product at all. But so just want to take a quick second to say thanks for checking out our content, for listening to the review. We hope you guys are safe out there. Go pick up a new full-size modular or full-size helmet from our folks at Cycle Gear, and by all means hit the like button below. Please hit the subscribe button and keep track of us for more content coming up. It's going to be a big season coming up this fall for a lot of riding. We've got a ton of stuff planned for you guys, so stick around and keep checking out our channel as often as you can. Check us out at roaddirt.tv on the web. Social is at roaddirttv. We're on Threads, we're on X, we're on Facebook, we're all over socials. Check us out there. We've even got a Spotify playlist for you to listen to if you want to check that out at Road Dirt Road Trip. So we've got that for you as well. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys keeping up with our stuff and watching the content. Please drop a comment in below on what your thoughts are on the modular design of these helmets, and Snell ratings versus DOT versus what you guys wear. Let us know any feedback there. And we hope that you guys have a great rest of your summer and an awesome fall, and ride life, baby.